American-born savages.
Blood in the earth where the roans scream and clash. Savages storm, we're the fire from the ash. Chills the war cry, I shatter the cage. Fist to the sky, I'm igniting the rage. Summits my forge, I summon the horde. Savages march, draw your blade, strike the chord. Gather, scream, we're the storm, no retreat. Savages rise, feel the ground shake beneath. Nate the Celt with the ancients' war drum. Blood of the clans, I call you to come. Axes held high, through the mist we collide. Summits the battle where the fearless abide. Gather, scream, we're the storm, no retreat. Savages rise, feel the ground shake beneath. Flash Martin, Goat Man, I'm the spark in the fray. Rogue of the wild, I'm carving the way. No chains, no fear, I summon the pack. Summits our war, there's no turning back. Mighty Mouse, I'm small but I crush. Voice like a hammer, I'm sparking the rush. Sith, broken Jedi, I roar through the strife. Summits our blade, we're cutting through life. Gather, clash, savages storm the path. Rise, fight, we own the endless night. Chills, Nate, Flash, Matt, Sith we call. Savages unite, we'll never fall. Summits the fire, the war that we wage. Storm through the dark, we're breaking the cage. Summons the savages through Valhalla's gate. We charge! We charge! We charge! Gather round, the summit roars on. Through blood and ruin, our war carries on.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Summit of Savages. Tonight in the Summit of Savages, we're going to tear into the wild, the weird, and the downright mind-blowing. I'm your host, Chills. We've got one of the fiercest crews. We've got Flash Martin. We've got Mighty Mouse Matt. And we got the enigmatic Sith. Tonight, we're time traveling to a civilization. It's like we're going to what we would have to consider an advanced civilization from ancient times. We're going to go into the Indus Valley civilization. It'll make your head spin, some of the things that we've been uncovering and learning about. And we're going to look at a few other things besides that if we get to it. But I think primarily for this Indus situation, it might take a large quantity of time. So, with that being said, get your drinks, crank up your volume, and let's get ready to do this. This is the Summit of Savages podcast.
Chill, Nate, Flash, Matt, Sith, call.
Okay, yeah. I'll have to do that. There. Wait, let's see. Oh, wrong thing. I move things around too much. But anyway, as you can see, there's a few of us. There's one more. He is right here. And I had his camera off because he takes forever. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get right into it. With the ancient history, as everybody knows, our first topic usually has something to do with ancient history or something to do that's just with Earth, more or less, or humanity. We're not one to really get into politics or anything like that. I know there's a situation going on in LA right now. We will not be touching that situation. When we have these podcasts, I want people to want to think about what they was talking about. Like, hey, I might have learned something, or hey, I want to go look more into this. I don't want people to come here just to hear about the same stuff you're hearing everywhere else, politically, or the same old discussions. I want this is outside the box. So we're kicking it off with the civilization. It was basically playing Sim City. All right. While the rest of the world was still fighting out how to stack rocks, more or less what they think, but I don't agree with that. The Indus Valley civilization, thriving around 2500 BCE in what's now Pakistan and North India, was an urban planning powerhouse. Picture this: cities like Mohenjo-Daro and Harappa built on perfect grids with standardized bricks and drainage systems. So slick they'd make today's city planners jealous. But here's where it gets wild. They had a written script, and we can't decode that written script. This is what got my attention on it. And then around 1900 BCE, they just up and disappeared. We don't know what happened to them. Was it climate change, earthquakes, invaders? That's what we're going to crack open tonight. And that's what we're going to look at this. It's like just a ancient mystery box. So, with that being said, before we
Space
go into these
invaders.
discussions, what do you guys think? Is there anything that you have knowledge on when it comes to this?
All I know
Oh,
is
here we go.
that there must be something in it because look at the writing on the wall when it comes to the tombs, like in the pyramids and stuff. There's got to be something there because of that reason. It must be, you know.
Okay.
So
Well, I do want to point this out. Listen, if everybody sees Flash up here how he's crooked, that's because he learned from Joe Biden how to sniff people, and he just wanted to show it on the street. Okay. Well, let's think of it this way. They were the urban planning for them. These people were rock stars. Their cities were laid out in precision grid patterns. Street lights at right angles, a prehistoric Manhattan. Houses were multi-story, built with a uniform baked bricks. Think of this: Legos actually making houses, and then we got it's connected to the sewer system. They had covered drains, they had manholes. These are things from thousands of years ago. They had I'm live, can't answer that. Sorry here. Matter of fact, sorry people. I just went ahead and muted my phone. Okay. We got things like Mohenjo-Daro's Great Bath, a massive waterproof tank. It might be a religious site, a social hub, or just the world's first community hot tub. I don't want to speak on what it could have been because we know how ancient cultures were. Um, Harappa and the granaries, they were so big they could have fed armies. This wasn't just survival, it was a style. To compare Mesopotamia's mud brick chaos or Egypt's Nile dependent sprawl. The Indus folks were the next level of the ancient history, and we don't know what happened to them. I think it might have been a great
They
flood
left.
or something like the Great Flood. The Indus people, they were down in the area, like they find pottery and stuff like that, and I'm pretty sure it's down in the water of India on that coast. Um, it's it's like K. There's another word for it. I can't think of the name of it. So there, the culture that was there. I looked into this a lot. Here, let me try this. Wait, where did I just lose everything at? Okay, here we go. Okay. What the scripts for the Indus Valley? There's a like the Tao people, or the I think it's the Tao people. They study this script and it's really crazy because this the Tamil people. Let's see. Um, it's a Proto-Davidian script. Well, anyway, like I don't want to say what's in the actual script because I can't think exactly all the information with accuracy that I'd feel confident. But if we was to look into the Indus Valley, these scripts are telling stories that we can't ignore. The unreadable script that they left behind over 400 distinctive symbols, short inscriptions on seals, pottery, and tablets. They were often painted with images of unicorns or bulls. Now, there are people that believe we consider the woolly rhinos as the unicorns. I don't know enough to find out whether they're different or not, but from what I've seen, it kind of looks legitimate. I have to look more into it. Some scholars thinks it's a full language. Others argue it's just proto-writing system for trade or taxes. Unlike Egyptian hieroglyphs or Mesopotamian cuneiform, we've got no bilingual key like the Rosetta Stone to crack it. But we got AI, so it might be able to crack it. Supercomputers and AI have they have stuck at it, but the script's been taunting archaeologists for centuries. It's likely the universe is ultimate cold case. Let me see. Has the Indus Valley script been here? I'm
The
looking right now.
Siberian unicorn.
What'd you say?
The woolly rhinoceros is also actually called the Siberian unicorn. Or Elasmothrium.
They haven't even AI can't crack this script. But then we got, but this is another really crazy part about this whole thing. We've got the big disappearance around 1900 BCE. Okay, the Indus Valley, it was a ghost town. Theories are juicy. Maybe the Indus River shifted due to climate change, drying up from their farmland. Tree ring data from the era shows the name, Kumari condom. That's the name of it. The stories of Kamari Kandam is what you want to look into because that's this same culture.
Yeah, they're saying 1900 BCE there was a major drought which may have forced some of them to find other places to inhabit.
But there's other cultures, Sith, that specifically state that an asteroid hit there.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Kamari
Nobody knows for
Kandam is the
sure.
Tamil literature from that area, but it's from the 1500th century. Um, this is the stories of Lemuria and Mu and all that we was talking about last week. That's the crazy part. There's no evidence connecting the Indus Valley script used by the Indus Valley civilization in modern day Pakistan and northwest India to Kamari Kundam. The Indus script is found on seals, potteries, and tablets like the Harappa and Mohenjo-daro, while Kamari Kundam is a mythological southern land with no archaeological traces. But they have found stuff there. So take it however you'd want. But when it gets to the disappearance of these people, maybe the Indus Valley River shifted, as we were saying, due to climate change. But maybe the farmland dried up. Maybe tree ring data show from the era shows droughts, tectonic activity could have triggered floods or quakes. Mohenjo-daro has signs of water damage. Great flood again.
See, I
Yep.
think what's happened is that it's down to an asteroid hit the Earth, causing a big wave, and it's wiped them off the face of the Earth.
Well, it could have been nomadic invaders like the Aryans rolled into disruptive trade routes. There's no evidence of mass destruction or battles. That's the issue. So they claim. But it's more of a slow fade than a Viking style raid if that's what it was. The lack of answers makes it historical who done it that keeps us guessing. However, I feel that it might have been a flood overall because there's so many different cultures that speak of the same flood, and it's like we just want to
And an
ignore it.
if an asteroid hit, and we've gone back and forth on this with some of the other people I talked to. If an asteroid would have hit to wipe out those people, there would be evidence of an asteroid hitting of that proportion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily if it's under the sea. You won't be able to find it because it'd be
Right, but
too
they
far
lived on
down.
a river. They lived on a river. If an asteroid
Yeah, but
hits where they were farmers, there would be evidence. There'd be a freaking hole.
well, it depends on how big the wave is, really. Because look what happened to with China, how far that went across this land.
They
You know what
did
I mean?
have
So it
trade
just has to
routes.
be
Listen,
happening.
listen, listen. They did have trade routes with Mesopotamia, which is modern day Iraq.
Right.
They were mentioned as far as 1,500 miles away in cuneiform tablets from Ur that mentioned Maluha, likely the IVC, Indus Valley Civilization. Um, Astronomy and legacy. Recent studies have the Indus Valley civilization might have been stargazers. The Harappa city grid aligns with equatorial directions, possibly tied to solstices. Were they mapping the skies like the Maya? That's a better question. Their legacy lingers in modern India. Some see their urban ethos in later cities and their spiritual vibes in Hinduism roots. Could the disappearance be less a collapse and more a transformation into other cultures?
That very well could be too, and especially if it was something that was brought on by the river or the monsoon season. If the farmland dries up, that's what I was saying earlier, then a lot of those people would have to go other places to find the arable land to be farmers.
Okay, let's really get interesting. You ready for this one? Okay, so we have all these different cultures that tell these same stories, but then they speak of multiple deities. A lot of the cultures say that they're gods, right? A lot of the cultures, some Abrahamic cultures, there's God and then there's angels. What if that is what it is? It's not that there's always all these different gods. They're all telling the same stories, but they're listing the angels as smaller gods, not understanding the confusion of language. What if
Right.
what if the Hindus, being some of the oldest, were telling us exactly what happened and we ignored it until it was translated to a way we understood? I'm not saying the Hindus were right or wrong. I'm not in any way. I don't know who's wrong. But looking at the different aspects of this, where we don't give enough credit to these cultures and actually look at them.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. It's definitely food for thought, and it makes you think maybe what they're teaching us Maybe they don't even know.
I'm wondering. I absolutely am. Hey, Sid, while we're discussing
Yo.
this, let's go ahead and discuss you. He only comes out to woodwork when. Never mind, I can't say that. We'll get in trouble. No, he just got to Florida. So if anybody wanted to know what the hell we're looking at for his camera, he's showing everybody the ocean. He wants somebody to enjoy the ocean.
Well, that was the request. Was when I got here, people wanted to see the view of the ocean or whatever. So
I want to see you.
I give you Daytona Beach.
I want to see you. Look, I want to see you running on stream behind into the water. You just got to take your shirt off
I've
and
been
swing
here
it
for
in
a
the air
week.
so we know it's you.
I have been here for a week and I haven't even been down to the water yet.
Okay, so let's talk about a few different new discoveries from ancient times, because some of these are pretty interesting and we don't give it enough of a chance. 3 ancient Maya cities in Guatemala. Why didn't we hear about that? Archaeologists uncovered 3 previously unknown Maya cities in the Piton region identified through LiDAR. One city dating back to the late pre-classic period, 300 BCE to 150 CE. It features astronomical complexes likely used to predict solstices. So, want to say again that they wasn't intelligent? And there's others. There's multiple complexes like with a ball court, pyramids, and reservoirs. The others from the classic period, 250 to 900 CE, include raised causeways and residential structures, including sophisticated urban planning.
Well, yeah, I mean, you could tell they were intelligent. They made roads that last longer than what these idiot engineers are building now.
They found Roman era tombs in Egypt, Aswan's Eastern Desert, 33 tombs from the Greco Roman period, 332 BCE to 641 BCE. What do you want, Nemi? Go open your door for your cat. But yeah, they found some Roman tombs. 1700-year-old Roman tomb in Bulgaria. What's up with all these Roman tombs? What was they believing in? Why is it we're just learning about these tombs now? Let me see. Sid,
Yo,
what do you think about these Roman tombs?
I think it's a cover up.
They found some in Egypt and they found some in Bulgaria. That's significant distances for one in significant time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I wonder. It just like there's so many things that they don't let us understand or have the knowledge of, and it just makes you wonder if it's even worth like if it's worth digging into more, if they're trying to hide it that well. But more than that,
Well,
what is the reason that they're trying to hide the information? Just doesn't I don't understand it.
while we're talking about this, I have a question. How come nobody ever talks about the fact that some of the Roman tombs, like the pyramid of Cestius, are actually pyramids?
Everybody's seen that he was on his phone.
It was
All of a sudden he knows about the pyramid of Cestius.
Well, I was looking up something completely different.
here's
I
one
was
for
actually
you.
looking up the
Here's one for
mausoleum
you,
of
Sid.
Augustus. But
As you can see, my hand doesn't have nothing in it, okay? Here's one for you. How about the Petrolona man? Why aren't we paying attention to things like that? Why are we just finding out now that there's a 700,000-year-old Greek skeleton in Greek? That's Greece. That's not
because
in the out
obviously
of
they
Africa
don't
theory.
want
Wait,
us to know about it.
the out of Africa theory just got kicked out the water with that. But I do think that I'm going to end the stream early tonight because I have other obligations, and my mom was just here, so I got to find out what was going on with that. But either way, I'm not. That don't matter to me. Um, any any other topics you guys want to cover for tonight?
I think any. Like I said, you're talking about subjects I don't know much about on, so that's why I've been a bit unquiet. Sad.
Flash for
Mhm.
next week's podcast. It is
Yeah.
mandatory. You come with a British topic.
Okay. I'll see what I can find out.
If you don't
Well,
come
next
with a British topic, I will tell everybody. I will post your Facebook link for your profile on chat, so everybody could send you messages on why you shouldn't forget important things.
hey, you should be nice to me. It's my birthday in just over a week.
In just over a week. Let me know when it's on your birthday, and I'll tell you happy birthday.
16th is my birthday.
Okay, well, every day until then, I'm going to talk crap to you.
Such a knobhead.
Hey, I've got a UK topic that would be right up his alley.
What's that?
Which is
It's called the Rawlinna Station in Western Australia.
What about it? I don't know nothing about it.
It's actually the largest sheep farm in the world, and it was sold to a UK-based investment group.
Flash Martin. That's where he got his name from. That's where he got his
really,
name from.
really.
Crazy.
So what did you name your goat, Spyro or Sally?
I don't have a go.
You almost said you didn't name your goat anything. Okay, so
Because it's not a goat, it's a sheep.
yeah, I'm not even gonna do the outro monologue tonight. I'm exhausted, and that's life. So with that being said, that's the topic you guys get tonight. Maybe we'll do a podcast or some reactions this week. I just gotta find time in a day. So until another day, stay savage. Go check out those Kamari Kundum texts. The stories are just really interesting. Until next week, stay savage. We're out of here. He's still a weird one.